Hi everyone, my name is Ayush Ranjan, and I am beyond grateful to be standing here as a contributor to the Inspire Youth Journal's edition of the year for 2025. When I first found out that my article, The Power of Private Equity, had been selected, I genuinely did not know what to say, and I still barely do. So I want to take a few minutes to share what this means to me, how I got here, and why I think every young person with something to say should consider joining this community. My journey with IYJ started in the most unassuming way possible. Back in November of 2025, I received a LinkedIn message from someone inside of the community. This was not a mass blast or a generic advertising template. It was a real and personal invitation to come contribute. At the time, I was in my own deep world of researching and learning economics and finance, and I remember thinking, why would a youth global journalism platform want someone who spends his free time reading about interest rate models and doing equity valuations? But I decided to say, why not? I took the leap, and this decision opened many doors for me that I did not know even existed. The article I wrote for IYJ examined private equity from both sides of the coin. On one hand, PE can be a tremendous booster for productivity, and firms that undergo leveraged buyouts often see even stronger management practices, higher output per worker, and a more genuine operational improvement. On the other hand, though, the data tells a bit more of a complicated story. Workers at firms that undergo leveraged buyouts will often face higher unemployment risk and more measurable losses in wages, such as nursing homes and hospitals acquired by private equity firms have seen increases in adverse patient outcomes and more preventable emergency visits. But the truth, as I was arguing, lies somewhere in between, and it is also a lot more sector dependent than many people would end up thinking. What made this piece more special to me was that it forced me to look at both sides of the field that I like. I'm someone who's very passionate about finance and economics, and I find it very beautiful in the way that capital goes through markets and the math that's behind many of the models. Also, how a single policy decision can change the entire economy or even multiple economies. But this passion cannot just stay stagnant. So writing this article reminded me that finance is not just about numbers on the screen, but it is people's livelihoods, their healthcare, and even their retirement security. And I think that tension between the beauty of the system and the real human consequences that it produces is exactly why the field is worth studying. Now, since joining IYJ, I have been fortunate to stay active within the journal, and beyond the edition of the year piece, I have another article that's pending for the 27th edition, along with a research paper that examined currency hedge yield differentials, and that one is set to publish in the first edition of Social Science Papers in June of 2026. And each of these projects has helped me think more carefully, more precisely, and engage with the ideas more that sit at the intersection of policy and quantitative analysis. This is the kind of growth IYJ fosters, and is something I do not take for granted. So here's something I just want to leave you with. If you are a young person who cares about the world and who has opinions that are backed by real research, and you want to sharpen your voice on a global stage, the Inspire Youth Journal is the platform for you. It does not matter whether you write about geopolitics, climate science, biological sciences, technology, or like me, financial markets. What matters is that you have something to say and you are willing to put in the work to make it well. I want to thank the entire Inspire the Journal team, the editors, the founder, and every contributor whose work has inspired me to raise my standard. Being recognized in the edition of the year 2025 is an honor I will carry for me for quite a long time. But more than the recognition itself, it's the community, the rigor that it imposes, and the mission that's behind this journal that keeps me coming back to produce more articles. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see your name in a future edition if you decide to join the Inspire Youth Journal.